And let's go to NBC News legal analyst Misty Marris. Misty, we know that this is not everything. Is the DOJ in violation of the law here? And the DOJ, aren't they the arm that's in charge of enforcing the law in the United States?
Yes, and that is the conundrum with trying to point out if there is noncompliance and what is the relief in order to change that. So, Gotti, the law does have a loophole in it. There are several exceptions that were written into the law. One, very typical, that any information relating to victims' non-public identifiable information to protect the victims would be redacted and would not be made public. Of course, that makes perfect sense. That in general, how any type of court filings that become public would be. Now, the second is a much broader loophole in the law, and it's that the DOJ does not have to turn over information that could impact a current investigation. We know that Pam Bondi had announced earlier this in the fall that there was an open investigation into Epstein and some connections to some in the Democratic Party, several specific people. So that is an open investigation. So what does this all mean? Well, it means that there's some discretion on the part of Pam Bondi and the DOJ as to what is actually released. And that's where you're seeing this pushback of a justification for these redactions or identifying what might have been held back.
Interesting. And I know you, just like everybody else, have been trying to wrap your whole mind around everything that's been released so far. Anything stick out to you for potential criminality that seems obvious here?
So I've been working through the documents, Gotti, just with the entire team. And, there's a lot of high profile names. There's a lot of photographs of high profile individuals that are in this document dump that we have not seen before publicly. That being said, just because there's an affiliation with Epstein doesn't mean there's any criminality. So what I've been really focusing on is the documents relating to FBI investigations and what's called 302 material. These are the documents that memorialize witness interviews when the FBI is interviewing a witness or a victim. And in that, there's nothing of note right now, but that is the type of material that if there were to be an identification of a potential co-conspirator in Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking operation, that could be something that could potentially lead to additional charges. I haven't seen anything on that end yet, but that's part of the reason for the public disclosure of these documents, to identify those who might have been involved in the crimes.
And we will continue to delve into all of these files and really appreciate your analysis. Misty Marris, thank you so much.